Father God, through our lives, that if you did it before, that you can do it again. Father God, I pray for every person on this call right now, that they are strengthened in their faith in the name of Jesus, that their faith grows stronger in you, Father God. Oh, Father God, I ask that you, Lord God, strengthen our hearts, Father God, and we thank you that you have allowed us to see another day. Father God, we thank you, Lord God, that you are moving on our behalf, Father God. We thank you that you are making paths and making ways that we don't see. Father God, we thank you that we don't see.
Hello, everybody. Hello. So, today is Sunday. Feels like I'm always coming in on a Sunday, but it's Sunday. And I just decided to finally come back after a couple of weeks. I wanted to share this video and share my feelings as of late. Surprisingly, I guess you don't really notice how active you are on like certain social media platforms or just in everyday like interactions until you kind of like regressed, and then people are kind of, you know, just reaching out like, hey, like, what's up? You know, don't see you, don't hear from you, what's going on? So these past few weeks for me personally have been extremely difficult and trying. It's as though the last time when I was just sharing how, you know, like I'm just not okay with like just the climate and the I can't say the temperature but like the climate that we're in, like I just wasn't okay, you know. And it's like it just got from bad to worse in a matter of days, in a matter of a couple of weeks, and I have not been happy. I have been, and I mean, I won't share a lot of details because I can't share too much, but over recent weeks, the battle between my professional life as it pertains to C19 CV, the battle between my personal life, I mean my professional life and my personal life, it feels like I'm losing. I'm not gonna say I was, because I don't feel victorious, I don't feel like I'm winning, but I'm just like losing in, like, you know, all aspects. So I have experienced a lot of sadness, because I have lost people to CV. I have people who are losing the fight. And it's just a bad time. It's just a bad time, a weird time, and I just don't know. I just don't know like what to say, what to do. I have been very withdrawn to certain things and certain like people by, I can't say not by my choice, because everything is a choice, but it's just that I'm finding that being with a certain group or a certain cluster of people is where I find my peace, and that's where I find that's where I'm like, that's becoming my new home. As compared to me being like all over the place, talking to people everywhere, you know, being everywhere with everybody, doing everything. Like that's not where I am right now. So like for example, I have not been on Instagram for probably about 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. And even though that doesn't sound like a lot, because I've always noticed, like especially like when like social media influencers or people who are just normally very present right, on social media, when they say sorry I took a week off, you're like, a week is nothing. But when you realize that that's like a form of communication, that's a form of engagement, essentially it is addicting. When you notice that you're not doing those things, and it's actually alarming for some people, yet a relief for me. I mean, it kind of brings things into perspective. So for myself, I have not been on Instagram for like 2.5 weeks, maybe going on 3 weeks, because I was noticing that just it was just a little bit too much. At first, I was using Instagram as a source of entertainment, and it was like a bit of an escape. It allowed me to laugh and allowed me to decrease, I guess, the concerns and the angst that anybody could have as it pertains to what's going on in the world right now. But then when you realize that, I can't say that there are people who are that things could get worse, but there are things that can really go from like bad to worse. Those little things that make you happy, or those little things that put a smile on your face, are no longer of interest. And I don't know where I am right now emotionally. I know mentally I'm sane, thank God for that, I'm able-bodied, but emotionally I just know that I'm like up and down a little bit. I spoke to my homegirl. I was actually speaking to my homegirl, and yeah, a couple of my homegirls, and we were just talking about like just the what depression is, right? And I have never been depressed, and I don't think that I'm depressed, but I know that I'm sad. And with the sadness that I do have, what comes with it is I sleep for long periods of time, and that's not normally me. I'm normally a person that's up at like 10 o'clock. I'm sleeping for longer periods of time. I don't have any interest to do anything, right? And by anything, I mean, I will shower, I'll eat, I will get up and go to work. I will get up and be present in certain places or in certain moments. But then when I'm by myself, that's when I'm sad. I noticed that for example, I was supposed to edit my graduation vlog weeks ago, and every time I think about it, I'm like, I just don't want to do that. You know what I mean? It's not like I just don't want to. And is there a reason for it? I'm like, no, it's just because I just don't want to do it. I'm just not interested in anything, you know? And that's not me. I guess some of the reason too is because all of the things that I would have normally been interested in are unavailable to us because we are sheltering in place, and you know, a lot of people were staying home and, you know, staying in the clear. So I do understand that plays a part in like my I don't want to do anything in that theme. But also because of what's going on in my life right now, I'm just, I don't know, I'm in a weird place. I know that I have changed. I have a different perspective on life, on what's important, what's not important, who's important. I have a different perspective on friendships, relationships, living in the moment, you know, purpose. It's just like, it's a lot. So bear with me. I do thank you all who have reached out and those who are praying, because praying has been very difficult. Am I on the right way to work? I hope I'm on the right way to work. Yes. Yeah, praying has been really difficult, and I know that there are people praying. You know, I feel it. I feel that there's prayers going around. As you can hear, I was just on a prayer call, a prayer line, because I can hear the prayers, but for me to have a conversation right now with God, it's a little bit difficult. But I'm trying to remain connected. But in other news, how are you all doing? How are you guys managing? How are you guys coping? What's new? What's not new? I can give you guys some updates on work. So, good thing is, I haven't lost any patients. And I've been talking about this CV for a while. I thank God that I personally have not lost any patients who were in my immediate care. Like, they would either pass a couple of days after, a day after, or even hours after I've left my shift, or I've completed my shift. B, that's A. I said A or 1? I think I said A. B, we are getting, we're not so limited on our PPEs. We're finding that we're not like so, you know, squeezed and squoze. I don't know what the past tense of squeezed. We're not, you know, we're not really like squeezing. We're not wrung dry, right? So that's a good thing. My coworker has purchased a hazmat all-in-one water resistant, splash resistant bodysuit for many of us on the night shift, and I do thank her for that. She's such a gem. And I've been wearing that on top of my gown, on top of my like scrubs and stuff. So I mean, that's cool. I've also purchased gowns. I'm waiting for them to come so I can share them. That's cool. As far as the morale that most of the nurses have, morale is still low. We definitely feel underappreciated, not from the world. Like, the world appreciates healthcare workers and essential workers, but I'm just finding that like the administration has not really shown us how appreciative they are of all that we do, given the little that we have. Because we're to the point where a lot of the nurses are sick, a lot of the PCTs and CNAs and clerks and, you know, any other housekeepers. I mean, any person who is working in the hospital that makes the hospital flow, a lot of them are getting sick. And at the end of the day, the hospital still has to run. So now that hospitals have to increase their capacity to 50%, that means the hospital is pulling in. I'm talking about they're banking, especially, you know, financially, but they have their census is relatively high and it's showing productivity, but then we also don't have the muscle to make the machine work. And if you do have the muscle, you're exhausting the muscle, because the work that 8 staff of nurses can do, eight person, what's the word I'm trying to say? The work that 8 nurses could do are now being done with 5 nurses, right? Or now being done with 6 nurses. And even with that, your ratio has increased tremendously. The patient's acuity have increased tremendously. So you're just exhausted all the time. You're just exhausted, very, very short, questioning, you know, what it is that you're even doing, questioning ethics. I mean, I mentioned all of that before, so I don't want to get into all of that. But it's just not, you know, that's where we still are. We haven't gotten much better with that. But what I will say is that we just, you know, the nurses, I'm finding that we're sticking with each other, and we're supporting each other and encouraging each other, and that's what's kind of making everything a little bit better. I will leave a link too, because as I mentioned, like, the world appreciates what essential workers are doing, and what they're appreciating what healthcare workers are doing. And I've been getting like tons of like updates of places that are giving free things, discounted things. They're offering discount on gas, discounts here, discounts everywhere. So I'm gonna be updating, I guess, probably this video whenever I get something. I'll probably just share the link in the information box below, and then you can also just like give it to people, share it with people, send people my video so that they can kind of like get the link, and then I guess just kind of take advantage of what it is that is being offered. Because, you know, it's the little gems in life. It's the little gifts in life that are gonna kind of boost us up, because things are looking really bad for a lot of people. And I think I've been struggling with just not really complaining. It's like I'm in such a weird place. I don't even know how to explain it, because I know that some people have some really effed up situations right now. I mean, there are people who have dealt with loss on a way greater scale than I have, and there are people who are dealing with you know, financial loss. They're dealing with their mental health being corrupted, but as a result of these situations that we're dealing with. But then again, I also don't want to take away from what I'm feeling either, because what I'm feeling is valid, you know. But I just don't want to complain, because at the end of the day, like somebody mentioned to me, like, guess what, you're still working. Like, you're working, you can, you know, you can afford your whatever your bills are. You can afford to do whatever it is that you have normally done. The house that I live in, the roof is still over our heads, water's still running, we're still getting food, you know what I'm saying? We're not struggling in that aspect. But then also what I'm finding is when God has blessed you so much and you haven't experienced a lot of hardship and you haven't experienced a lot of loss, you don't know how to cope. And I'm just being honest. Like, I haven't really had a lot of situations where like it's been bad, like a lot of bad for me. But now it's like, once it hits, it's like I don't even know what to do. But I don't know. Again, I'm not complaining. I don't want to complain, but then I don't want to disregard how I'm feeling either, because it's a real feeling. These are real feelings. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I know I'm not making a lot of sense. In my mind it makes sense, but I can't articulate it right now because I didn't really practice this. I didn't practice before I put the camera on. But nevertheless, I think that's all I got for y'all today. I don't have on any makeup. I haven't been wearing any makeup as of late because I have been staining my masks. And I mean, wear makeup for what? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I do. I have always worn makeup to work, and I've been working at my job for years. I have always worn makeup to work. And within like recent weeks, I think this is like the first time people have ever even seen my skin, right? So I just, like I said, like my whole perspective on life has just been completely changed. So it's like I don't need to do again, this is part of that I don't want to do things, right? I don't know, guys. I hope this video makes sense. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this. If I upload this, don't drag me for the disorganized content, my disorganized way of thinking. I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm okay. I'm still here. I'm hanging on with two hands. I haven't let go yet. I'm still hanging on. So please let me know how you guys are doing. You know, I think this is where the community, my other community is, and you guys are great. You guys are wonderful. You guys are beautiful. I thank you guys for everything that you guys have said to me, shared with me. I hope that you guys remain encouraged. Okay, that is not gospel. I hope you guys remain encouraged, and I will see you all hopefully God gives me the strength so that I can actually edit my graduation vlog, and I want that to be like a throwback video, back to when life was lighter, back to when I was happier. And I know I'll get there. I'll get to a happy place eventually. I just don't know when, but I want it to be like, I want it to be fast. But nevertheless, I love you guys. Be blessed, and see you when I see you.